So Ciryl Gane stands no chance against Tom Aspinall, in my opinion. I think he is going to lose within the first round. And I know that's a pretty bold claim. It goes for two things. I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, I'm hating on Ciryl Gane. I'm shitting on him. I actually don't mind Ciryl Gane all that much, but he's not going to stand well against Tom Aspinall, who can grapple, who has lightning fast hands, because I have been saying this for a while. Tom Aspinall, I think, can go down as not just a heavyweight GOAT. I think that is a no-brainer. He's going to go down as a heavyweight GOAT. Mark my words, I think so, but watch him get like knocked out unconscious by Ciryl Gane and John Jones go crazy on Twitter. But I think he's going to go down as a heavyweight GOAT. But not only that, I think he can go down as potentially a GOAT, a greatest of all time. I mean, if he keeps collecting names, I think he's really good. And the heavyweight division is so thin. I mean, if he just keeps, defending his title time and time again, I think we could literally have a guy that has defended his title 6, 7 times. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, what about Pereira moving up to heavyweight? We can talk about that. But I mean, like I said, he's got to get through Ciryl Gane, who I think he will destroy. And I think this fight is going to go like this. I think Ciryl Gane, obviously the game plan for him is going to be standing up, is going to be striking, keeping him at range, trying to leg kick him. I don't think that's going to work against Aspinall, because I think Aspinall is going to blitz forward, kind of get Ciryl Gane going backwards pretty early, controlling the range. I think he's going to have full-on octagon control because he has a grappling advantage. His hand speed is so fast that you're kind of cautious. Ciryl Gane also usually does go backwards anyway, by the way, so it's a terrible match. It hit the power of Tom Aspinall, too, is something to be super aware of. And like I said, the grappling is the biggest thing, where we have seen time and time again a fight like Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. Now we know Pereira was a bit injured, so maybe we can make a different argument, but let's just say for this one, right, we saw Magomed push forward a lot of the time and control the pace. Why? Because Alex Pereira was worried about the takedown, was worried about the grappling, whether it was because of his ability to defend or injured, whatever it was. He was worried about the takedown. We've seen plenty of fights like that. Dricus du Plessis versus Hamza Chimaev, a pretty similar fight where, Dricus just kept honestly getting taken down. It wasn't even like he was worried about the takedown. He kept getting taken down, mauled round after round after round. But with this fight, it's going to be the same thing. I'm sure Ciryl Gane has flashbacks to the John Jones fight where he got submitted in the first round, and he's like, I don't want that to happen again, please. I mean, it's one thing to get submitted like that by a guillotine choke in the first round by John Jones. You could chalk it up, greatest of all time. But a few years later, the same thing happens again. And Ciryl Gane has a lot on the line, because Ciryl Gane, this could be his last title shot. However, with how thin the heavyweight division is, never say never. I mean, seriously, I'm surprised he's even getting this title shot. I don't even understand how he's getting this title shot. Where's Jailton Almeida? Where's Alexander Volkov? I know they're fighting on this card, but maybe one of them should be fighting. Maybe ever think of that. I mean, I guess Volkov did lose to Ciryl Gane, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. Even that, Volkov really won that fight. We all know. But he has a lot to risk, because as you guys remember, I mean, there was a lot of talk over the past year about Ciryl Gane and where he has been. He's not been active in the UFC, instead making movies, becoming a movie star. It's like, are you even serious about fighting? And while the actual people that have been grinding, actually working, actually getting into the gym and training day in and day out, they get, step to the side. No, y'all can't come in. Ciryl Gane's going to get in, just waltz into a title shot, despite coming off of that fight with Volkov where he did not look good last year. I mean, he pretty much lost the fight. I think most people consider him the loser. I mean, that was a horrific scorecard. It should have been for Volkov. You got to feel bad for Volkov, honestly. He should be the one fighting tonight. But I guess, to be fair, Volkov did already lose to Tom Aspinall, so I guess you can't really do that. But if Ciryl Gane loses this, I think, his reputation is done. I mean, his reputation is already done. People don't think he's into MMA. I mean, people already make fun of him for grappling enough with the John Jones fight. Like, it really seemed like he was ill-equipped, did not know how to grapple whatsoever. And that's only going to continue. It's only going to continue that he's not training. He's not doing this. So what did the UFC do with him next? I wouldn't be surprised if Ciryl Gane ever fights again after this once he loses. I really would not be surprised, because he is making money in France. He's a pretty popular star in France, it seems like. And I think he can get money from, I've seen him do some modeling stuff. I've seen him, do now movies. He's getting big paychecks. He doesn't have to keep fighting. He's probably getting paid a big amount of money for this fight. Maybe not like a huge amount of money, not as much as he would for a movie, but this is going to get him by. What I'm trying to say is he's getting sponsors. He's getting all this and that. He is still popping. And I don't know, maybe I think saying that he'll never fight again, here's what I think. I think he's not going to fight until like a year, and he's going to fight in a year, maybe lose that one, and maybe then call it. That's my prediction. Or maybe he'll win in a year, because Ciryl Gane isn't terrible. There definitely is a lot of worse heavyweights. Trust me, there's a lot worse heavyweights. That's why I think Tom Aspinall is going to keep defending his title, and I think he's going to go down as potentially a great. And like I said, first round finish, I think he's going to knock out Ciryl Gane. I really do. I don't even think it's going to get to the ground. I think just the threat of the takedown alone is going to be enough to slow down Ciryl Gane, to get him guessing, get him, kind of wondering, and then boom, I think he's going to get hit, get knocked down, ground and pound finish, maybe even a submission finish from there, but I think it's going to be a ground and pound finish. Or maybe, Tom Aspinall also does seem to be a tactical guy. I could see him say, you know what, I don't even want to take the risk. I'm going to take him down right away. I don't think that's the move. I think that Ciryl Gane has improved in his grappling. I don't think he's going to be the same guy that Jon Jones easily ragdolled and, took over to the octagon and just submitted or whatever. Like, I don't think it'll be the same thing, even though Tom Aspinall does have a really good ground game and he's strong himself as a heavyweight. I don't think it'll be the same exact thing, to be honest. I think Ciryl Gane has definitely improved. I just don't think that this is his matchup. And I'm more curious to see what happens after this. Will Alex Pereira fight the winner of this fight? I saw Ciryl Gane call out Alex Pereira, say, oh, that would be an interesting fight. And it would be. I've been saying this for years. Ciryl Gane versus Alex Pereira is a fun fight, even not for a belt. Like, if Pereira had lost to Magomed, why not make that fight? That's a really fun fight that you could make, and I think the fans would really like it. It's two kickboxers. You're going to get a good fight. But against Tom Aspinall, you guys know I've said this before. I've said this plenty of times. I'm just not into it all that much. I think that Aspinall's too big. I think Aspinall would probably just take him down. I think that, he's way thicker than Alex Pereira is. And look, Alex, I have said, I'm a bit interested if he can have some time to build up the weight. He's been super impressive his whole career. Literally every single fight has been impressive. I know he lost to Adesanya, but even in that loss to Adesanya, I felt looked very good at times in that fight. He's looked good his whole career. The Magomed fight, clearly he was injured or something was up in that fight, because then he came back and absolutely destroyed Magomed. So I think that Pereira, when he puts on the pressure, when he has the confidence where he's not worrying about all this, he's good. But he's got to, build up a lot of weight, and not just build up weight, worry about not getting tired when he does build up the weight, when he pressures, at dealing with a new pace, while also dealing with these heavy grapplers like Tom Aspinall, who's going to probably grapple him early, getting the gas tank low, and then finishing Pereira either on the ground or with strikes on the feet later, or taking him down in the second round and keep doing so until he finishes, which is what I think will happen. Look, Alex isn't bad on the ground, and I think definitely people say, oh, he doesn't have a ground game. I mean, his ground game has improved, and I'm sure his ground game is pretty decent. He is, look at him against Magomed. I think a lot of people would have looked worse against Magomed. Look at Anthony Smith. I mean, he looked pretty bad against Magomed, and that's not what Pereira looked like. Pereira seemed to have some knowledge, you know what I mean? And that was him injured. So imagine if you can, take the time, build up the weight, move to that weight class while, keeping his conditioning in order. That could be a brand new Alex Pereira. I mean, think about how hard Alex would hit a heavyweight. Like, I don't know. There might be guys needing to go to the ER. I don't care. I don't even think it needs to be for a belt. I think if you're going to do any fight, the fight is Jon Jones versus Alex. And I feel bad saying that because I really love Tom Aspinall. And, maybe that is the explanation for this whole video, is that I just love Tom Aspinall and I'm glazing here. But truth be told, like, I do feel bad for Aspinall because he didn't get that Jon Jones fight. But Alex Pereira and Jon Jones just makes sense. Like, Alex Pereira is a superstar. Jon Jones is a GOAT. And that's a fight that's pretty close. Aspinall, I think, absolutely destroys Jon Jones. I don't think anybody questions that at this point. Jon Jones would easily get destroyed. Let him fight Pereira. Let him fight the other matchup. We know he can't hang with the best and the best, John, if you're watching. But I don't want none of that John smoke. If I see him, I don't want none of that smoke personally. You know what I mean? But guys, let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section below. We've been streaming a whole lot, so hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let me know your prediction for UFC 2, or what is it, UFC 3021. I keep forgetting. Co-main event is Mackenzie Dern versus Jirna Vandiroba. I don't know who's going to win that. I could see Mackenzie Dern pulling an upset, but I think Virna's going to win. And I also think that Umar's probably going to beat Mario Bautista, but we'll see. That's interesting to see how Umar is going to bounce back after getting, absolutely destroyed by Merab earlier this year. Not absolutely destroyed. It was a bit of a close fight, so let me not drag it. Let me not drag Umar too much to the mud, because I actually don't mind Umar either. I'm a lover at heart. There are a few fighters, we got beef with, we talk about on the streams. That's for the stream activity. We can't leave that here. So once again, I'm plugging the streams, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my last video where I don't even know what we talked about. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.